Sagittarius season has arrived. Can you feel the energy? Are you ready to expand your life? I have a bunch of notes for you in this video. We are going to go through systematically, and you're going to be able to get your natal chart out and figure out how to use this energy. Are you ready? In this video, what you're going to do is learn about the Sagittarius energy and what it's all about. So you have 4 weeks to use the energy, and it will enhance your life. It will show you the goals and your spiritual growth. Okay? Now, as a quick refresher, what is Sagittarius all about? Sagittarius is a mutable fire sign. Let me explain. Fire means spontaneity. It's bright, it's changeable, it's adaptable, and it's always aiming higher. You know, the archer shoots the arrow up. That is a symbol for Sagittarius. Think of the adventurer, the philosopher, the lifelong learner, and traveler. Someone who loves to take risk and expand their horizons, and the freedom to explore and look at things from a bird's eye, or even higher than that. But here's what's important. You have Sagittarius somewhere in your chart. Did you know that? Everyone does. So how do you know where it is? First of all, you look at your natal or birth chart. If you don't have one, you could get one from me, or you could get one online, like astro.com. Then you find the house that rules the natal chart. Like, where is Sagittarius? So you look around. You have to know what the symbols are. You could always get these cheat sheets from me if you need them. But look, find out where Sagittarius is in your chart. And then you'll be able to see, hey, Sagittarius is in, let's say, the second house. And I'm going to show you on mine in just a moment, so you could relate to how this works, okay? So in this house, it shows you where you expand, where you are optimistic, where you take risks, and where you seek meaning, okay? It also shows you where you demonstrate your values. I will show you where Sagittarius is right now on my natal chart. So here we are with the natal chart, and this is my natal chart. So let's look and see where Sagittarius is. Here's the symbol for Sagittarius, right? And this here is the cusp of the second house. Well, you would think that I might be a gambler with my possessions and my money, right? But not necessarily. What stops me from being frivolous with my money all the time? What puts the brakes on? Look at this. It is Saturn in Scorpio. But Saturn, like when we want to delineate a chart, and that means we interpret the chart, we follow the planets and see what house they're in and sign. But the moving parts and the action figures are the planets. So Saturn is right here on this line of the second house, which we call that the cusp, right? So that means that I'm responsible, I'm determined, I'm very serious about my possessions, and I value them, all right? I have realistic goals as far as finance. However, where does Sagittarius energy play in my second house? Well, when it comes to spending money for other people, I'm very optimistic and I'm very generous, and I also will spend a lot of money on travel, adventure, and higher education. I didn't go to a state school. I went to a private school. What was I thinking? But that's a good example okay? So I hope this gives you a little understanding. You want to go to the next layer? The next layer would be what planets or anything abstract point is in the second house. Well, look here. I have my North Node in Sagittarius. So that is my purpose in life. So my purpose is all about Sagittarius. It's about reaching for expansion and to learn and philosophy. And the key words are also teaching, training, publishing. Okay? I love to teach and train. I love to help people. But this is a high level view, looking at the big picture, right? Now, whenever we look as a side note at the North Node, just remember that it's always attached, same degree in minutes right here with the little red arrow, to the South Node, which is in Gemini, which is next to my Sun. We're not going to talk about that. But this area here, the South Node, is what you're familiar with, what you came into this world with, what experience you have. So, and what you could let go of, because this is what's familiar. You want to take the higher road, literally, with Sagittarius. This is communication, detailed communication, curiosity, but then this is putting your wisdom and your philosophy, your values and morals out there, okay? That's just a little side note. Now, do you want to go even deeper? Because with astrology, you just go deeper and deeper and deeper. That's why Scorpio signs or heavily themed Scorpio people make great astrologers, because they're always digging and they're detectives. See, all these symbols in this circle, this chart, your zodiac, your horoscope, okay? This is all symbolism, and you just follow it. A trained professional astrologer will follow this in a certain way to give you the message. Now let's go further and say, oh, well, here is Sagittarius on the cusp of the second house. All right. Now, as far as teaching was, I made money teaching. And who's the ruler of Sagittarius? What planet? Jupiter. Well, here's Jupiter right here in the area of career and social status. Now, don't get crazy here, but it's next to Pluto, 2 degrees away. What does that mean? Yes, I reinvented myself many, many times. Because of my Gemini sun, I usually had 2 jobs at the same time, 2 careers at the same time. So while I was engrossed with, with astrology, I also was working in the laboratory, medical laboratory, as a cytotechnologist. But I always seemed to have a teaching role in my career. You see how it relates? And then we have Saturn, which is the wise elder. So the older I get, the more wisdom I have, and I'm able to share it with the peeps, and it's in the sign of Leo, which means that it's a performance. It's out there. You're recognized. You seek recognition, but you do it in a humorous and light way because of the energy of Leo, which we'll talk about another time. We need to focus on Sagittarius, and its ruling planet is Jupiter. The third part of the triad, because these energies work together, Sagittarius, Jupiter, and the 9th house, which is up here in my chart. So anything that is 9th house related and Sagittarius and Jupiter, they have the same kind of frequency energy. So they all are related. They're like brothers and sisters, but they're different. So if you want to know even, well, what is it that I love, that's in the ninth house, because I love to communicate and, well, publish and put out there. So that's the higher learning. And that's very appropriate right now because on 0 degrees Sagittarius, today we are 0 degrees Sagittarius, and I will not show you my desktop because it took me 4 days with that Scorpio energy, digging through and sorting and sifting and getting a deep cleaning and organizing the folders. Yes, that's very Virgo, but you know, you have to do it with the season. So I went deep, deep cleaning, deep organizing, and it really felt good. And as timing would have it, because when you're working with the flow, you just naturally go into the next season ready and prepared. So I cleared all that space so I could start looking at the improvements that I'm going to do for my upcoming class in January. It's a course, 10-class course, but I'm starting today to move around the slides in the slide presentation. If you're interested in any of these teachings, you can hop on the website. I'm going to have hyperlinks in my blog so you can see, and I'll have it in the notes on the bottom. So the video and visual content is related to the written content. And if you want all this information sent to your email inbox, be free to go and sign up for the newsletter. So if you have any questions, put them in the comments below. So as a note of my credentials, because of this Sagittarius higher learning, I was the educational coordinator at Hartford Hospital cytology department, and I taught 5 levels of doctors, medical students, and then I was an instructor here in Virginia at Old Dominion University, and now I teach my own course that I developed in 10 classes so you could learn astrology. It's called Astrology Made Super Easy. I hope that I see you in this presentation. And now the next thing we're going to look at, Sagittarius is a mutable sign. What does that mean? It means they like to change. They like to tweak things. And some of the key words for Sagittarius are optimism, adventure, expansion. It's higher learning and new experiences. Okay? They're also the gambling type, and they like to take risk. They also could be very athletic. When I was younger, I was athletic, and I was a gym rat too. So this is how we do astrology. You take the personality and you find those traits in the chart. The chart doesn't dictate the person. You, the person, dictates the chart. Why? Because you and the creator got together and decided as a contract what you were going to do in this life. Okay? And this natal chart represents my contract with the creator as to who I'm going to be, what I'm going to do, and my purpose. And it's the free will that I express on how I'm going to do it. Am I going to work with the energies of my chart? Yes, but the energies are not telling me I'm doomed. For example, Saturn in the first house retrograde can mean a lot of different things. And maybe when I was younger, I was very self-conscious and I was a negative person. I had 2 negative parents, and they taught me how to be real negative. But I turned it around because I love positive thinking. And my first speech was about positive thinking. The old book, Norman Vincent Peale, Positive Thinking. You see? So you could work with your energies that you're born with, but you have the potential to do anything you want with your life. And the chart will show you your potential. Okay? If you want to take advantage of the Astrology Made Super Easy course, right now, the regular price is $444. But if you sign up now, and I'll put the hyperlink inside the blog. I haven't figured out how to do a hyperlink in a video description on YouTube. You'll have to forgive me for that. Please forgive me. However, the early bird is up to December, the end of December, and it's $366. You save $78. I already have 3 students signed up, and I'm only taking 10 seats. That's all. So there are only 7 left. And it will make a great Christmas present for yourself, because what better way to learn about yourself than to analyze your own natal chart and figure it out for yourself and then practice on others. It's an amazing course, and I offer it only twice a year, okay? And you get a lot of perks, but the links in the blog will have all the details that you need. Thank you for allowing me this commercial break. I am offering a Black Friday special, and that will go out to my peeps on the not newsletter, but the blogs and my email that I send out. I stopped doing the newsletter. I just do a little blog, and I send it straight into your email box. But it's the Black Friday special, never offered before. You get a 1-hour reading, and instead of paying $120, you're going to pay only $99. And that's valid through the end of December 2025. And for the record, prices are going to increase January 1st, 2026. And in the blog, you could click to schedule your session. And this is a one-time offer. If you're in Virginia Beach and you want to see me live, I'm going to be at the Edgar Cayce Psychic Fair right here in Virginia Beach, 215 67th Street. And I will be doing readings there. I was there last Friday, the Friday before, because this is Friday today. So I was there last Friday and booked solid for readings. It was very, very powerful. And I hope to see you. 20-minute readings are $55, and the directions are in the blog notes with the hyperlink. And these are my final thoughts for you, my little peeps. You know I love you guys. Sagittarius season reminds us to stretch, to grow, to travel beyond what we know, and to trust the wisdom inside of ourselves. Your chart is your personal roadmap. And when you learn how to read it, it will shift your life. And you will work with these energies and have a higher vibration and see the good in all that you have and show your gratitude. I thank you again, and I'm excited to walk this journey with you. All my love, guys.